Hi guys, Jason here, local tech experts with another build for you. A bit of a special one for a couple of reasons. First, I'll do a couple of PSAs. So the first one is I have to apologize for some audio in my past videos. I wasn't using the lavalier mics correctly. The second one is this case was sent to me by Okinos for review, but I'm going to give my first impressions, build into it as per normal. So this is the Okinos Aqua 7. It's an ATX case. I did manage to get an extended ATX motherboard in there though, but I'll go through all that in the case breakdown and part breakdown. The second thing about this is quite special is because of the parts. I didn't even realize that CPU existed until I got my hands on one. But like I said, I'll get into all that in the case breakdown and the part breakdown coming up now. Thanks guys. Here's the Okinos Aqua 7 ARGB. As usual, I'll get it out of the box and give you guys my first impressions here. I'm not sure what the 7 is for. It might be because it's got 7 fans. We'll see. Like I said, this is always my first impressions, so alright. It's a full ATX case, so I'll go through the part breakdown soon, but first I'll get this one out of the box and give it a good look. Lots of cardboard packaging here, which is good because I think this one came all the way from overseas. So thankfully it got here in one piece. That's always a good start. Generally I pick up cases locally because I don't like to get them shipped, but thankfully this one got here in quite fast amount of time too. I was quite surprised when it turned up on my doorstep. Alright, so obviously this one is another fish tank style one. The side panel is ball joints. So yeah, it just pops off like that. So nice, that's quite thick glass as well. It's quite hefty. So like I said, ATX. So they include 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fans. 3 reverse flow ones in the bottom for intakes. Couple of exhausts there and exhausts on the back. In terms of I/O, we've got USB Type-C, 2 USB 3s, headphone microphone. I'm guessing that's the fan, turn the fan RGB on and off. Power switch. Let's have a look if this front panel can come off as well. It's very similar to the Antec one. Yes, so that can come off there like that. Very good. So with the similar to the Antec one, it has a mesh in the bottom so that the fans can bring air up from the bottom compartment there. Going around the back, we have standard panels for your I/O, PSU cutout. I'll get this back plate off, back panel off. This one's just thumb screws for that back panel there. Alright, so what are we dealing with here? I'll chuck those screws back in so I don't lose them. Alright, so what did I say? 3, 4, 5, 6 fans. 5 fans. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ARGB headers. So, and they're all plugged in. So I'm wondering what the last one's for. Last one. Let me have a look. So it does include that hub there, which is nice. So it's got a hub with both PWM control and ARGB header. Plus there's a switch plugged in there, which is the front switch, which is going to change the colors of the fans. Box of goodies. Like I said, for front panel, we've got USB-C, audio, USB 3, and your power and power LEDs. Yeah, I'm wondering what that last fan is for. One is labeled red, so thinking that's probably control. So it's got power, so it's got a SATA power, and that's usually the control there, like the PWM control. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I'll work that out when I'm building, I guess. Do this tie here so I can see more what's going on here. It's a lot of cabling. It's the standard with ARGB fans. You get a lot of cabling with it. In terms of hard drive storage, we've got two 2.5 inches on this plate here. So obviously that plate can come off. And you can mount your SSDs on there. 2.5 SSDs on there and chuck it back on. And then you've got another one on the bottom. So that bottom one's one of your standard combo ones. And the way they work is they unscrew from the bottom, slide out, and you can put a 3.5 in there and either a 3.5 or a 2.5 on the top. So I like to use these more than these ones, simply because you can route one power cable for a 3.5 and a 2.5. Obviously, if you're using two 2.5s, you can just use this one. So a lot of people these days are using NVMe drives on the motherboard and then 2.5 inch SSDs as storage. So there's that. Not much more to say about that. So I'll get into the part breakdown and let you know how it guys know how it goes. But firstly, so before I get into the part breakdown, I am using a 360 radiator, so I'm probably going to mount that on the top and then move these fans onto the top. I do have these extra two ARGB fans that I could put there. They have daisy chain on them, so I could chain them together and have two extras here and then three exhausts in the top. See how I go, see how I feel about that, because taking the fans off here is going to look a bit weird. So I'd like to fill that out a little bit. In terms of the box of goodies here, we've got cable ties and screws, your standard, so a few extra standoffs and stuff in there. A manual, which I don't think I'm going to need, but it's nice to have anyway. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, everything I said is your standard. Yep. So I'll get into the part breakdown now and let you guys know how I go in the end. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, so for the part breakdown, I've got a ROG motherboard there. I'm not exactly sure on the model, but it's a 2066 socket. So under there is an i9-7980XE. So it's a beast of a CPU under there. I think it's 16 cores, 32 threads, something like that, at 4.2 gigahertz turbo. So it's definitely a beast. There's that 360 radiator, so that's going to go in the top there. I got a 600 watt power supply, EVGA one. For the graphics card, I'm using this as a placeholder. It's an RX 6700 XT, but I'm hoping to get a RTX 3060 at the very least. There's a 3 terabyte hard drive there. I'm going to get an SSD on there. Unfortunately, I don't think this board has NVMe, so it might have to be a 2.5. Going to go grab some today, maybe a 1 terabyte. We'll see how that goes anyway. But in the meantime, I can at least get it in that case. Like I said, I'm going to have to move the fans around to accommodate that all-in-one. If I had white fans, I'd just put them straight in the top, but I'm going to rearrange these fans a little bit. I think it's going to turn out to be a bit of a beast of a machine. Stay tuned for the build. Alright, so this is how it turned out, guys. I think it came together pretty nicely, even though I used a EATX motherboard there. I managed to get it in there, sacrificing those 2 front fans, but apart from that, it's all good. I had a bit of trouble with the cable management just because of the how many fans there are. I wish the people would come together and come up with a standard for one cable fans. That'd be nice. I can see why they sent me this case after looking at the Antec one. This is sort of the big brother, the ATX version, I guess. So because of that, it suffers the same problem with getting the cables into the connectors down the bottom there. You can do it, it's just you have to either do it as you're putting the motherboard in or have small fingers to get it in there. But it doesn't suffer the same with the graphics card clearance because it's ATX, obviously. Yeah, so it's a bit of a nice looking machine there. I think someone's going to be happy with it. You can see I got the RTX 3060 in there finally. That's basically because I had trouble with the RX 6700 XT. It's not displaying, so I've had trouble with those cards, but not with the NVIDIA cards. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.